If you've just been diagnosed with mesothelioma, you probably walked out with hundreds of questions and no idea where to start. But there are 6 steps you can take right away that can make a big difference, not only to feeling better, but some of these steps might even help some patients to live longer. Hi, I'm Deborah from Surviving Mesothelioma, and for almost 20 years, we've helped over 18,000 mesothelioma patients understand their treatment options. And we've also published the best-selling book, Surviving Mesothelioma. This was written by the world's longest-living mesothelioma survivor. And I am going to leave a link in the description where you can get this book for free, okay? If I was diagnosed with mesothelioma, here is what I would do in the first 48 hours. Starting with step number 1, getting a second opinion. Not because I don't trust my doctor. It is because getting misdiagnosed happens more often than people realize. According to a 2023 study in the Journal of Thoracic Oncology, about 14 out of 100 cases of mesothelioma are misdiagnosed. And that means more than 1 in 10 people who were given a mesothelioma diagnosis don't actually have it. They have a different condition or another type of cancer, and that is not because doctors are being careless. It is because mesothelioma is so rare that many cancer specialists have almost no experience with it, and because it can look like other cancers, even doctors at big hospitals may get it wrong. But why does it matter? Well, it matters because every cancer is different and doctors will use different treatments for them. So getting the right diagnosis means getting on the right treatment plan sooner instead of wasting precious time fighting against the wrong type of cancer. That's also why I would take step number 2, finding out my exact cell type. See, when scientists look at mesothelioma cells under the microscope, they don't all look the same. There are actually 3 different cell types, and they all respond to cancer treatments differently. The most common is called epithelioid mesothelioma, and that one tends to respond better to standard treatments like chemotherapy. The rarest type is sarcomatoid mesothelioma, and this one is more difficult to treat. It's considered especially aggressive. And there's biphasic mesothelioma, and this one has a mix of the other 2 types of cells, epithelioid and sarcomatoid, and it tends to respond well to approaches like immunotherapy. So if I got diagnosed with mesothelioma, I'd ask my oncologist, well, which of the 3 cell types do I have? And if they don't have that information yet, I would ask when those results would be available. It's not demanding, it's not pushy. You're just making sure that your medical team has all of the information that they need to put together the best treatment plan for you. Next, I would do step number 3, asking to get my case reviewed by a specialized mesothelioma center. And I would do this even if I couldn't travel to see a specialist or, if it's really far from where I live. Well, why? Because it can directly affect survival times. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Oncology in 2023. In that study, researchers at the Mayo Clinic analyzed 15 years of patient data, which was over 30,000 mesothelioma patients. And here's what they found. First, they looked at 2 types of hospitals. Okay, one, academic medical centers, the really big research hospitals that are attached to medical schools. And then the second was community hospitals, your local or regional medical centers. And after they looked at 30,136 patients for 15 years, they discovered a pattern that was impossible to ignore. Patients who got treated at academic medical centers, they lived an average of 1.093 years, which is around 1 year and 1 month. But the patients who went to community hospitals, they only lived for 0.66 years, which is a little under 8 months. That's not a typo or a statistical error. That is exactly 5 months and 5 days longer survival just from choosing a different building to walk into. So you can see why it's so important to go to a specialized center. If you want help finding one that is close to you, give us a call on the number that's listed in the description below. After that, I would do step number 4. I would make an appointment with a dietitian. Weight loss is common with mesothelioma, but it's also a serious risk. Studies show that mesothelioma patients who keep their weight and their muscle mass, they tend to live longer than those who don't. They often have a better quality of life too. Okay, the problem, holding on to weight and muscle, it's easier said than done. Well, because mesothelioma can make your body burn through more energy, even when you're resting. And it can also cause you to lose your appetite or have difficulty swallowing. So eating enough of the right foods can become a challenge. Working with a dietitian may help you get everything that your body needs, not by following complicated rules, but with a plan to protect your muscles, give your body the strength that it needs to keep fighting. And make sure your doctor and your dietitian are talking to each other, right? You don't want your dietitian recommending anything that's contrary to the medical advice you're getting from your care team. And speaking of nutrition, a bonus step that I would take is getting the Mesothelioma Cookbook. It's written by Kraus, the longest living mesothelioma patient in the world, and his wife, Sue Kraus. Every recipe is made with cancer-fighting ingredients. They have been medically reviewed by doctors, Zora de Grand Prix, and I'm gonna leave a link in the description where you can get a free copy. After that, my next move would be step number 5. I would ask about hospital support services, and I wouldn't wait until things got too stressful. I would ask about it now so I could be sure to get the help that I need. Most hospitals have support teams that specialize in helping cancer patients, and they may be able to tell you about support groups, give advice on dealing with your medical insurance, or arrange transportation for appointments. You know, these programs are all about making the journey easier for you and for your family, so it is worth asking about them and seeing what's available. And then finally, step number 6, I would speak to one of our mesothelioma patient advocates. A patient advocate is someone who can help answer common questions. Things like, which hospitals are the best at treating mesothelioma? What should I ask at my first appointment? What treatment options may be available to me based on the type of mesothelioma that I have? What can I do in my day-to-day life to just feel better? What practical help is available to me right now? A mesothelioma diagnosis can be extremely overwhelming, but you are not alone, and you do not have to figure all of this out by yourself. The patient advocates that we work with at Surviving Mesothelioma, they have spoken with thousands of patients and families over the years, and that's what they do, and they can help you figure out your next steps. Understand your options, avoid common mistakes that can waste precious time. Their toll-free number is 888-876-5051. And I'm also going to leave it in the description below. Call them anytime. And remember, there is still hope and a path forward, and I'm going to see you in the next video.